bit about my kind of personal philosophy of, well, kind of everything in life, which all has to do with practice. And this is super applicable to a creative process, but it really applies to anything. And this is that the way that you practice doing something it just ends up being the way that you practice doing anything. So, and that will kind of have effects throughout the rest of your life. So one of the reasons, for example, that I am making these videos every day, as I've mentioned before, it's just to practice getting into the habit of creating something, putting something out there, just making it whether I feel like it or not. Really didn't feel like making it today. Don't feel like I have anything to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. And to just go ahead and make that, whether or not I feel ready for it, because the more I can do that, the more I will start to be able to do that in other areas of my life, including my writing. The other thing is that I'm doing this through video because it's so easy to just turn on a camera and just start talking, and it feels very low pressure. Maybe it wouldn't for everyone, but for me, I've built up such an identity around the writing itself. I've created such a kind of a persona of like how I think I'm supposed to be writing, what I think a finished blog post, which would be the other logical way of kind of communicating these things, what that blog post should look like. I have all these ideas about being a good writer. What does it mean to be a good writer? What does that have to look like? What is the kind of writing I'm allowed to do? And so writing is a high pressure task for me right now because it's so wrapped up in my identity. And by contrast, being able to just turn on a camera and start talking about whatever topic I have to talk about that day is quite simple. So I think that this is a really helpful medium for practicing just communicating these ideas. I'm not expecting them to be super polished. And I think the more that I'm essentially using this easier medium to practice the harder medium. I think that the more I practice just expressing myself on video, the more I think it will become easier to just express myself in writing. Again, this is a hypothesis. It's all about personal experimentation. So I'll have to see what happens, and I'll let you know.